So, Manchester United are on pre-season. Who's Ten Hag's next captain going to be? He's going to have to select a captain for the pre-season games, and we've got a bit of news and information on who that could possibly be. I will talk about some of the more exciting players on pre-season tour, and I know a lot of people have seen the squad for pre-season tour, looked at the midfield and gone, shit. I understand that, but also there's some rules for pre-season tour and Ten Hag's strict ruthless rules for next season, which I do want to get into as well. So make sure you smash that like button, make sure you subscribe down below if you're new. Also, quickly before I get into that, Brian Bobbery, Martinez, what's going on? So the reason Ajax haven't accepted our bid for Martinez yet is because they're annoyed we're making a move for their target, Bobbery, I don't know. So that is why they're not accepting the bid. Because even though they would have accepted that bid, it's out of spite that we're now going for their target, and I think they're trying to get us to go off him to get Martinez. So they're playing around with us, but I think, they will accept the bid for Martinez eventually. So, who's going to be Man United captain next season? Well, it looks like Harry Maguire will not stay as Manchester United captain next season. Ten Hag wants to make a statement about standards. And I think if you keep Harry Maguire as captain after the season he had, and after how the dressing room got out of control, and how Maguire was, one of the reasons there was a bit of a divide in the dressing room, and how Maguire, he couldn't really pull the dressing room together. He was quite weak. He couldn't do post-match interviews after we lost games. I think it would be silly to keep Maguire as captain, because what kind of standards that sets a new manager? That if you underperform and you're not a good captain, you can still be captain. I don't think Maguire's staying captain. Every hint is saying that Maguire wants to keep captaincy, but it's unlikely that he will stay as captain. I don't think Ronaldo will be given captaincy, because I think, one, he's probably going to leave, but two, it wouldn't make a good statement, again, with him not going on pre-season tour. And obviously, apparently, Nemanja Matic was who Ten Hag had in mind to be captain. So really, the only two players that are captain material left are Bruno and De Gea. There could be something in Lindelof, Varane, could be something in Donny and Martinez and De Jong long term. But I think, the only ones left that could be potential captains are Bruno and De Gea. And Ten Hag doesn't normally make goalies captain. And with Bruno being captain for most of the games that Maguire wasn't captain, especially when Maguire was injured, it seems that Bruno Fernandes will probably be the next captain of Man United. Already on pre-season tour, Bruno is the one going out and talking to the fans. He's almost the star player now. Ronaldo's gone, and he's the one addressing the fans, talking to fans. He's the one Ten Hag sending out. And there's lots of indications. I don't know this is for a fact. I don't know anything, but I don't know this for a fact. But there's a lot of indication that Bruno is looking likely to be the next captain of Manchester United. And whether it be a long-term thing, whether it would just be for a season, or whether Ten Hag will make Bruno captain for pre-season, but actually decide his actual captain at the beginning of the season, we'll have to wait and see. Now, talking of Frankie de Jong, who's Ten Hag's #1 target and could be captain maybe in a few years if he joins United, the reason the deal was being held up is because Barcelona owe him 18 million euros in wages, and that he wants to leave Barcelona, but his agent's relationship with Barcelona's fallen apart because he wants those wages, and he's basically just not talking to Barcelona, and it's a complete mess. And I'm someone that would call out United for fucking about on this deal, and they have been fucking about on this deal, but actually it's out of United's hands, this one, because it's Barcelona absolutely messing up. But the Manchester United squad for pre-seasons come out with De Gea, Heaton, Bishop and Kovar as the goalkeepers. Baidilo, Laird, Lindelof, Maguire, Malacia, Shaw, Tellez, Tuanzebe, Varane and Wan-Bissaka as the defenders. Phil Jones got fitness issues as well. Very happy to see Laird in there. I think at right back, that being a slot that Erik wants to improve. Whether we'll get a right back or not, we'll have to see. I think Laird, that's a good one. I'd like to see how he does on pre-season. I think there's a good player in Laird as well. Obviously we're excited to see Malacia as well. The midfield is Ahmad, Bruno, Fred, Garner, Hannibal, Iqbal, McTominay, Pellistri, Savage and Van der Beek. So yeah, obviously you look at the midfield, you go, it's not particularly strong, but at the same time excited to see Ahmad, Bruno, Fred, Garner, excited to see, Hannibal, excited to see, Iqbal, excited to see, Pellistri, excited to see, and obviously Van der Beek is practically our new star midfield signing because of Ten Hag. He's finally going to get played in an attack, and this is where it's really weak without Ronaldo. Chong, Alanga, Garnacho, which would be excited to see, Rashford, Martial and Sancho. Now I do want to see a front three of Martial, Rashford and Sancho, and if Martial and Rashford are fine form, we are fine. And that is an if though, because let's be honest, Martial, Sancho, Rashford as a front three, if Rashford's in form and Martial's in form, we are fine, because in form Rashford is a good player, in form Tony Martial is a good player. They just have not been good for a year and a half, and I think Ten Hag's the manager that would get the best out of them. Ollie wasn't the best coach, and we all know that. I think that they could all link up quite well, actually. I think they could all work together quite well. And with Martial, with Ronaldo leaving, I always say this, with Martial, when he's the main man, he does well. When Louis van Gaal got him. He was number 9, he was Louis van Gaal's sort of main kind of guy. He was brilliant. When Ollie made him Martial 9 again, when he was our only striker after Lukaku left, he was brilliant. Cavani came in, he had to fight for his place, it was a bit iffy, and it's annoying that Martial's like that, but when he is the main man, he is an absolutely solid player for Manchester United, and I do think Ahmad I'm excited to see. I think Ahmad and Pedestri, I want to see what they do on the right. Obviously Garnacho I'm very excited to see. Malacia I'm excited to see. Laird I'm excited to see. Garner I'm excited to see. Hannibal I'm excited to see. And obviously Van der Beek I'm very, very excited to see. Eriksen will join up for the second part of the tour, and hopefully we can get this Martinez deal wrapped up. I know we're trying to get it wrapped up. We want him by July 12th. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with Martinez to Man United. And I think De Jong's going to be a long one. I think Antony's going to be a long one. United obviously want to get Martinez done. They want to try and get De Jong done after Martinez, and then they'll probably focus August in signing an attacker, because I'm going to be honest, I think Ronaldo's gone. He's not gone on tour. Yeah, he might have family issues, but I think Ronaldo's gone. Simon Stone saying, well, United saying Ronaldo's not for sale. I think United have accepted the fact that Ronaldo's probably not coming back. The final thing I wanted to talk about is Ten Hag's rules. Ten Hag has put the rules down for next season. He's laid the foundations, and he said that Manchester United players have been told they'll be exiled by Ten Hag if he finds any of them leaking dressing room information. The first rule is if you leak dressing room information, you're exiled, because last season dressing room leaks, we were Kardashians FC, we're all over the news, all over the tabloids, all these leaks, and it was not acceptable. And Ten Hag's made it very clear, if you're leaking stuff to the dressing room, you are out the squad, and that's the discipline the squad need, because they didn't get that last season. Ten Hag has also told Manchester United players they will be dropped if they're late for training or team meetings, no matter who they are, which is brilliant, because I think there was a lot of favouritism last season. There was players that were injured, that would play over fit players. There was players that would constantly play bad and play week in, week out last season. I think it's very, very good that Ten Hag said it doesn't matter who you are, if you miss a team meet, if you miss training, you're dropped. And I think Ten Hag will apply that same attitude to form. If it doesn't matter who you are, if you're Maguire, you're Bruno, you're Varane, which are the big names at the club now. If you're poor, you're getting dropped. It doesn't matter how big your name is. If your attitude is bad, you're getting dropped. If you're not going to training, you're getting dropped. And that is Ten Hag laying down very strict rules. And I think Ole was too nice to these players. I think these players had it too easy, and I think these players need a wake-up call, some strict rules, because at the end of the day, the reason we were so bad last season wasn't because the players weren't good enough, because at the end of the day, everyone thought we were going to be a title race or pushing for the Champions League, and we came sixth and we were dreadful. It was because the players didn't connect, gel, or listen to instructions, and there was a lot of egos, a lot not listening, a lot of not trying. And I've always said this, I compare that squad to that England squad. Remember when England had Owen, Beckham, Rooney, Terry, I'm about to say Vidic, Rio, Ashley Cole, Gerrard, Scholes, Lampard. That England squad won nothing. It was crap, okay? Because they didn't like each other, they didn't want to play together, they had too many egos, and and it was kind of like that Man United squad last season, because they didn't like each other, they didn't want to play together. And I think Ten Hag's main priorities being discipline and also dressing morale and team bonding is going to be something that this club needs. Because I think if you can get all the players to like each other, if you can discipline all the players to work really hard, work their arse off, play for the badge, I actually think, despite the state of our squad, I think we could have a good season next season if all the players actually play for each other and work hard. It's also been said that Manchester United players have been told they're not allowed to drink alcohol during match weeks. They've got to stay in peak condition. Again, that discipline, making sure they're in peak condition, which again, fair enough. Strict rules, laying down the foundation, love it. Ten Hag's also said to want chefs preparing meals for Manchester United players rather than employing their own personal catering staff. And Ten Hag's overhauled the menu at Carrington, made it a lot healthier. And Ten Hag's actually made custom not Ten Hag, but obviously a nutritionist has made sort of custom diet plans for each player. They're going to be checked monthly to make sure they can stay in shape. But Erik Ten Hag wants to develop a strong bond with Manchester United players, believing trust and respect is the key factor to an exciting team. And that's true. If Erik Ten Hag gets the trust and the respect of the players, and if the players can get on, even if we don't sign many players, it's kind of happening, the team will still be a lot better as well, like 100%. And Erik Ten Hag reportedly said to players, go to me before your agent, don't leak things to the media, keep it between me and you, because if you keep it off social media, it's less toxic, and trying to solve problems. But that is today's video. I will be live tonight, hopefully around 7 PM, so make sure you subscribe with that post notification bell on. Smash a like, smash a subscribe, share the video. Thank you for watching. Sorry I look a bit funny. I'm on holiday, I've been sweating. My hair is awful at the moment because I just didn't want to get it done until I got back from holiday. I didn't have time. Not that anyone cares, but like, subscribe, share. See you next time. Live later. Bye.